behind bars. But classroom predators like this are more common than you'd think.
Wait, the rest
like
of
this
her life
gym
behind
teacher
bars? Wait, what? That's crazy.
given 30 years in prison for exploiting his students.
Come here. Take him off.
Or when the cops discovered the horrifying secret this elementary teacher was hiding.
I'm not a pervert, I'm not anything, I'm not.
Maybe you are.
But first, let's start with the disgusting case of Brittany. Brittany was arrested by cops after her victim.
She kinda bad. She kinda bad.
Victim's parents found she'd been sending a bombardment of X-rated messages to their child, and as it was later discovered, even touching him in class.
Do you have anything on you that's gonna hurt me, poke me, stick me, anything like that? Anything dangerous? No weapons? Okay. Yeah, can you?
Am I gonna be able to put it back on?
Yeah, you will. This is your personal property.
So everything that goes in this bag.
I'm gonna take your necklace off as well.
Can you unhandcuff me so I can take my other pregnant again?
We'll do that at the jail.
Okay.
And then we'll have you do the same with the nose ring too.
Damn.
I got it. Can you turn towards me? Open up your mouth. Lift up your tongue. Okay.
Bro, this
Brittany
crazy.
is complying extremely well with the cops, consenting to searches and even helping them out at points. In the same way as Vidge, Brittany knows exactly why she's being arrested.
And she probably knows why he has been
But she's
arrested
trying
too.
to gain favor with the cops in hope that maybe they'll treat her better throughout the case.
But she is bad, I can't lie.
Even in her interrogation,
I
it's
would do
clear
it if
that
I
she
was
still
student.
thinks sweet-talking the detective will help her out.
And are you from Arizona, or did you...
I moved here when I was 10.
Where was that from?
Michigan. My husband and his family are diehard Cowboys fans.
Ooh, husband. She has a husband.
Cowboys were or Cowboy fans were kind of thugs.
It's crazy.
Like a starter jacket just to be, cool.
Right.
People got their starter jackets stolen.
Yeah.
They robbed for it, so I grew up hating the Cowboys.
Oh yeah. Can I ask you a question?
You can.
Is it this arrest from the school, or was this from like something separate? So I had my school call me yesterday and tell me that I was on probation, but I had
Damn.
contact me today, so I was just trying to figure out which one it was from.
Well, it's,
Brittany seems totally confident that she'll be going home later. She's trying to play this off as if it isn't a huge deal, but unfortunately for her, the most disgusting details of the case were about to be discovered, and the cops would make sure that she didn't leave jail for a very long time. Brittany and this victim
that's
reportedly had
crazy.
sex at least 4
He hit the teacher's yeet.
times within a month, sometimes in her car, sometimes in her classroom, and sometimes with other students still in the room keeping watch.
What? Is she okay, bro? Like, does she... She must be dumb as hell.
Are one of the people that saw Ms.
Wait, how old is the nigga?
Zamora.
Was Mr. Morris saying anything?
No, they're just doing it. And it was very uncomfortable. So that's why the second day they're doing stuff, I just left the room.
Obviously,
What?
there really wasn't much room for Brittany to get out of this, but at her trial, she almost begs the jury to give her a lighter sentence, obviously terrified to face the consequences of her actions.
She would like to reach the podium, Your Honor.
This crazy,
The
brother.
sentencing is not only taking decades of my own life and experiences away, but those of my loved ones as well. As stated earlier, I never want to hurt anyone, and it tears me apart to know that I have, and I'm deeply sorry. I am a good and genuine person who made a mistake and regrets it deeply. I
Jeez,
ask that you
man.
have leniency in regard to my sentencing, that you see me as a person with a hopeful future, and not just another number or case. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
Given that she accepted responsibility and showed remorse, she was eventually sentenced to 20 years in prison, the lowest possible
my
sentence for her
goodness.
crimes. However, she was also put on lifetime probation and forced to register as a sex offender. But worst of all, she'll have to face the dangers sex offenders face behind prison, even pleading to court that they'll tear her apart for what she did. But there are
That's
other crimes that can
crazy, brother.
endanger or scare kids at school. This third grade teacher decided to really test the boundaries on the first day of school.
So, just observing you in classroom, it looks like
No way she's drunk. Oh my days, bro. This crazy.
something's off a little bit. Have you taken anything that's You know, do you
Imagine
have a
getting
prescription for
confronted.
anything that maybe you have taken today that just seems like you're not the same person that I talked to this morning?
I did take some medication last night to help me with sleep because I have some anxiety stuff. But
When the teacher named Kimberly initially showed up to school,
And niggas make sure like they embarrass you if we don't go to school. Call us a bum if we don't get schooled by these type of people. But then, you know what I'm saying? It's bullshit.
everything seemed fine. But as the day progressed, other staff
swear to God
noticed
didn't
she
make
had
school.
red eyes, slurred speech, and even struggled to finish sentences. Kimberly claims she'd taken medication last night to help her sleep, but other than that, has taken no medication whatsoever. The staff, however, aren't so sure.
You haven't taken anything while you were at school?
no,
Would you be willing to take a breathalyzer test?
if I needed to, yeah.
Oh, they just got it right there.
Blow, 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 blow. Alright, stop. Good job.
Damn.
You gonna tell me the truth? How much you had to drink?
I drank last night.
There's no way you
Jeez.
drank last night.
Kimberly just blew a
2.48.
.248.
How much
To
is
put that
that?
into perspective, the legal limit in Oklahoma is .08, and anything over .25 is considered alcohol poisoning. Having a blood alcohol level this high essentially guarantees that Kimberly has been drinking while at school, but they need to find concrete evidence of this. Luckily, they didn't have to look far.
Here's our drink that you have. What's in this drink?
That's crazy.
Is there anything liquor in it?
Nope.
So if I go into the classroom, am I gonna find anything else?
So where did the liquor come from?
Damn.
Not today.
Can I check your eyes?
Yeah.
Can I stand up?
This crazy.
Your eyes only. Do you understand? Yeah, she's intoxicated.
Am I gonna get fired? Just
Honestly, yes.
Damn.
You're under the influence at school with kids. That cannot happen.
It's honestly too nice of the superintendent to let her
That's
resign, as
crazy.
this means she'll likely be able to get another job in a similar sector should she decide to. But it seems as though she still doesn't want to leave this school, as her next move is to desperately try to explain her way out of this in a truly ridiculous manner.
can it not just be that it's in my blood system and that's why it's
Unless you were drank a shit ton
Well,
at like 8 o'clock this morning, I don't know how you could still be that high.
I did drink a lot last night.
How much did you drink?
Too much.
What do you drink?
Wine.
How many bottles of wine did you drink?
We had the box.
What the hell?
Half a box.
Crazy.
Like 3 this morning?
Presley Johnson, please come to the office. Presley
The problem is they said you were fine
come
this
to the
morning,
office.
and then recently they've noticed a difference, which makes me think that you've drank recently.
Unfortunately for Kimberly, though, nobody's buying it, especially
What?
after the superintendent finds a smoking gun in her classroom.
Okay, no more games, right?
Yeah.
Other than that.
A smoking gun?
My juice.
Can I try again? That there is wine.
This was the final straw for the officer, and after Kimberly failed to call someone to bring her home, he decides that she'll be coming with him instead.
Jeez.
Please, just let me. Can we?
Hey,
work
I'm
this?
not doing it. I'm not doing it. You had your chance to be honest,
Well,
and,
I did.
and then you wiped this out.
But
I should charge you with tampering with evidence.
Ooh.
please, please don't.
Put your
Crazy.
hands on your back.
No, I don't want to.
You want to go to jail with
No.
multiple charges?
No.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please
Damn.
don't. Please, I just want to.
She thought her white ass could get away with anything,
Put
huh?
your hands
No, you can't,
behind your
nigga.
back.
Kimberly was taken back to the station and was hit with a single count of public intoxication. Thankfully for the kids, she also lost her job and was banned from stepping foot on the premises ever again. But Kimberly's crime looks like child's play compared to the next case of Vigilant DeHaty. On the 27th of March 2022, officers arrived at Coach Vigilant DeHaty's house to arrest him on a warrant for multiple counts of acts on victims as young as 12 years old. When the police went to handcuff him, Vigilant
What? What?
Vigilant had a very unusual reaction.
Sorry, bitch. Can they be in front of me? Can the handcuffs be in front of me? We'll see. But usually no. Come here. Take them off.
Why is he crying like a child?
Come here.
The man accused of harassing multiple children bursts into tears while being arrested. A pathetic action, especially when you consider the nature of his crimes.
I'm going to share some information with you, all right? You're not handcuffed right now. I want you to remain calm and be cool, okay? There's an outstanding warrant issued for your arrest. It's out of Lake County. Okay, so
Is he gonna run? It's
not with us, okay? I understand Sergeant House and you have a relationship. Okay, we want to maintain professionalism and respect.
The officer tries to calm Vigilant down and says that they will do their best to
with each
remain
other.
respectful and
That's
professional.
crazy.
What's strange about this case, though, is that the sergeant whose body cam is being displayed is actually good friends with Vigilant, hence the polite treatment and the lack of handcuffs at this time. In fact, Vigilant is treated so well, he's even allowed to take a call from his wife in the middle of his arrest.
Hey, I'm with Jerry. So
No way, that's crazy.
you in the house. We can call her back in a few minutes. Okay, they said we can call you back in a few minutes.
3 young girls, bro. I'm showing no sympathy for your ass, even if I know you.
Listen, I got to put them behind your back, but I got these, okay? And they're bigger, so they'll fit your wrists, okay? All right.
But it's not just the sergeant that seems to know Vigilant. It's the whole squad. This isn't
No
because he's
way.
known to them as a criminal. It's actually because he's a cheerleading coach and choreographer, running a long
Cheerleading coach. He one of those.
standing and well-known cheerleading school. Vigilant was known as a pillar of the community, and reviews of his class back this up, saying that he and his wife provide a safe and healthy environment, and that they've both impacted many kids with their love and support. But it
This
seems
crazy.
that Vigilant took this love a step too far.
Turn around. Going on the way?
You may think that Vigilant's tears are meant to imply that he's anxious and shocked about this whole situation, but notice how he hasn't once asked what charges the warrant is for. Vigilant actually knows exactly why he's being arrested, and these tears aren't remorseful ones, they're of regret and
You got
terror,
caught, buddy.
as he's likely heard stories about what happens to criminals like him in prison.
How long will it take before they can get me? It's going to be a few hours. I'm being 100% honest with you, Vidge. I don't want to hide anything from you. Worst case scenario, if they're going to extradite you, you'll have to stay. That means take you to Lake County. You'll have to wait at the Orange County jail until they transport you to Lake County, and then you'll get bonded out in Lake County. And it's a 50-50 shot. I don't know how they do it. I don't know the process or how they decide it. I'm just letting you know there's a
That
possibility.
nigga barely has
I have to
space in
stay
the
there
back
till Monday
too.
or Tuesday until you go to Lake County.
If
Why don't they
Vigilant is
make cars
shocked
like
at
this
this
in
news,
Australia?
it's hard to imagine what he was feeling after he was told he'd be spending up to 10 years in prison for his crimes. And it's not as if he's getting out of this either. Since his arrest, multiple girls have come forward to testify against him, and in July of 2023, Vigilant entered a guilty plea and is currently awaiting sentencing. But unlike Vigilant, Julio Soto wasn't about to go down that easily, choosing instead to try and cover up his depraved crimes in the interrogation room.
I'm not lying to you folks. I'm not a pervert. I'm not anything. I'm not.
Damn, she's staring into his ass.
In March 2019, a female student told her friends that her 49-year-old teacher had touched her inappropriately the
49.
previous month. Soto had pulled her aside from her PE class, pretending to fix a test she had taken. But when they were alone in the room, he touched her inappropriately. Soto was then
That's
arrested a
crazy,
month
bro.
later on a warrant and was brought in for interrogation.
Might put my YN mask on, you know what
What
I'm
happened
saying?
this time?
This time it was just her. You know, she was asking me because she goes, I was concerned about Friday because you're gonna meet my mommy and all this stuff. And I said, okay, I wasn't even thinking.
But why?
What do you mean why?
If you're going to take a female student to your classroom, you didn't think to let me just grab another.
And honestly, I just wanted to get her work done, get her, and then go back to specials. I'm doing great. So, and like I said, that's my bad.
While she was sitting at the U-shape or kidney table, did you walk over to check on her?
And not until she said something about her wrist or her arm.
This is all well and good, but the cops are having a hard time figuring out why he was alone in a room with a student in the first place. Things already aren't adding up, and they have to figure this out.
Was she the only one in the classroom with
Yes.
you at the time? Do you normally take kids in the
No,
classroom
that's
like
what I was
that?
telling them. Normally, I try to get a couple kids, and I was just
Is that like
no.
policy,
He got caught,
or is
bro.
that common practice, or what is that?
It's probably common practice. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it is written somewhere, but if you're going to bring a student back to your classroom, you always bring at least, if there's another adult there, or if not an adult, then you're supposed to bring a couple of kids.
And why didn't you on that day?
I wasn't even thinking. Yeah, and that's why I said that's my bad. You know, I'll get a, you know, if I get a count statement from the school, that's fine. I was all I do was trying to. I knew parents were coming. I just wanted her to get this stuff done, and then that was it.
Soto denied the accusations from the start, but this is where he slipped up badly.
What is that thing that's on your door? It's like a black cover. What is it for?
Oh, that's for active assailants.
Do you normally have yours drawn?
It's always up.
Okay. It's always up?
Yeah, unless we have an active assailants and we put it down, or when the kids play with it after school.
Do you
Because
have-
it's only taped.
Okay. Do you ever have yours up for like your planning period where you don't want to be bothered? If you're in the classroom with a student and you notice it's down, would you have fixed it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You didn't notice it was down?
No.
At any time while in the classroom, did you say, hey, I'm going to tickle you? Did you attempt
No.
to tickle her? Did you place your
Tickle is crazy.
hands on her in any other way?
Nope,
Are you sure?
other than her arm.
Okay.
Because she's
Nah, that's
she's one of those
crazy,
students
dog.
That, you know, if I did something like that, I know she would tell the whole world. So
you're telling me if you did something to her, she would tell?
Yes.
So why are we getting this allegation?
Ooh.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This suggests that he has thought about it and decided that she's not a good victim. Another super sketchy thing is the fact that the door was covered. It's like Soto was trying to hide whatever was going on in there from everyone else.
I reviewed the school video that day.
Okay.
First thing, she was in a sling. She was in a sling and she was sitting on the bench. She was
In
sitting
a
on the
sling?
bench next to a little boy. I don't know who he is, but she was sitting.
So she was vulnerable as hell. You gonna touch a girl who was in a sling, nigga? A young, he needs life behind.
On that Wednesday?
Yes.
No.
I'm literally telling you. I'm going to tell you what I saw in the video. She was sitting on the bench with that little boy. She had a sling on her arm. She had a band around her hair. Had this big ponytail. I see you come down with your class. Your class sits. You just walk around for a little bit. You then walk over directly to her. You have some type of conversation. I don't know what the conversation was about. After you have the conversation, she gets up. You guys walk up that stairwell.
The side stairwell, yes.
Walk up the side stairwell. Proceed to the second floor.
Yes.
She had a sling on.
I honestly don't remember the sling.
Okay.
I knew it was the week before, but
She had a sling on that day. She had a full sling on. Her arm was
That's
completely
crazy.
Soto conveniently can't remember the girl's sling, a noticeable detail, yet he somehow recalls their conversation word for word. Investigators point out this inconsistency to make him realize that lying won't work.
Now you remember taking her to the classroom to do work, and
Right.
you remember specific details about her arm was hurting, and you went over to her and you were like, let me see, and you were like touching her arm. If you remember those specific details, I don't understand why you can't remember the detail about the sling, because that would explain why
When-
her arm was hurting.
right. When I went over there, there was nothing on her arm.
But even if she didn't have that sling on, her arm would have still been wrapped. The arm was basically.
But it was bare.
Word.
Her arm was in this video. Her arm wasn't there.
Right, but when she came to the classroom, it was bare.
So she would have had to take that off as she walked up with you, because on video, you walk in front of her, you go around the stairs. So these are the stairs.
Right.
You know how you walk in the door? You got to turn around, right?
Right.
To walk up the stairs. You're in front of her. She's on your left-hand side. Her arm is completely slinged. I see her go past the video with a sling on her arm, and you continue to walk up. You walk on the right side, she walks on the left.
Okay.
Have you ever tickled her?
No.
Have you ever horseplayed with her?
Bro, tickled is crazy, nigga.
Not horseplay, like touching her, no.
Have you ever horseplayed, grab ass, whatever you want to call it? Have you guys ever did anything that would allude to being in a playful manner? Have you joked with her?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys,
but not like one-on-one, joking in the class.
So okay, we're in
Yeah.
a group setting. Have you ever tried to tickle her in a group setting?
No.
Soto keeps insisting that he never touched the girl, but the cops are having a hard time believing him with multiple witnesses claiming otherwise.
A lot of other students have told us you'll mess around like every once in a while, like joke around with them and stuff, and sometimes you'll like try to lighten the mood if you see that they're sad or they're down or
Right.
something like that. Well, they said that you call it like a tickle, like a tickling thing, where you're like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna tickle you.
But I never touched anything appropriately.
Bro, this crazy. What? This crazy, man.
8 kids who told me that you said, hey, I'm gonna get your tickle spot, and you poke them. Have you ever said, I'm gonna get your tickle spot?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I may have, but I don't. If I had a Bible, I would put it right there. I would. I'm sure you probably hear this all the time, but I would never touch a girl or boy, for that matter, in any inappropriate area.
But now he's backtracking, claiming he didn't touch them inappropriately. If he believed he could bluff his way out, he'd stick to his initial denial, but unfortunately for him,
Word.
there were witnesses to everything.
Have you ever received a complaint from any student on campus?
Yeah, like I told you about 2 years ago.
And what was that complaint exactly?
The same thing.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have tickled students.
No, not her.
There have been complaints.
Bro, he's tickling
multiple
students. That's
who
crazy.
said that they've heard and seen you gesture toward other students, making comments about their bodies.
Oh my God.
What?
Have you ever done something like that?
When confronted about the
Oh my
accusations of
goodness.
improper student touching, Soto pretends to be shocked. These students come from different classrooms and grades, making it impossible for them to come up with a made-up story.
So are these kids
Yeah,
all
word.
lying on you?
Don't know.
You don't. Well, that.
I know.
Well, hold on one second. You said she was lying, but earlier you told me that if you were to ever do something, you know that she would be the one who would just go out there and tell the world.
Exactly.
Eesh.
So why is she telling the world?
I don't know.
She got caught,
That's
man.
why I'm very confused and upset.
But one of the kids that said that you were one of her favorite teachers.
Literally said that you're her favorite teacher in the whole wide world, and she has so much fun in your class.
Mm-hmm. I try to.
So why the lie?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I don't know why they're lying.
Right.
And I don't know why it's a whole bunch of people telling me the same story.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this stuff for going on 11 years now. And when details and stories don't change, there's usually something to it.
True.
So what I want to do is I don't want you to paint yourself as this bad person, this monster.
Okay.
Hang on. I want you to paint yourself maybe as the person who may have made a mistake.
The cop even allowed him to claim it was a mistake, but Soto was not budging.
I need for you to be
Damn.
honest with me. If you accidentally touched her, or if you did something in a way that, or reaching over her,
Right.
glazed over her shoulders or something, just tell me.
And I have no problem with that.
Because that's not inappropriate touching.
Right. I have no problem with that. Like I told you last night, I have no problem. If I make a mistake, I'll confess up to it.
Yeah.
But if I know I truly didn't do something,
Her grades, she
Well,
went from an A student, I mean high marks in your class. She was doing extremely well. And then, as strange as it is, right after this February 13th, this Wednesday, this specific date that we're focused so hard on right now, we've been talking about for the last, hour, why are her grades plummeting?
I don't know.
I mean, 60s. I mean, like,
Well, 'cause that's-
she's doing terribly
right.
now in
And
your
that's
class.
why we have
Damn.
parents with the 504.
But the 504 talk happened on a Friday,
Correct, yes.
long before her grades started plummeting.
The significant drop in the girl's grades is a concerning sign that something traumatic might have occurred, and the timing is too good for it to be a coincidence. Soto tried to
This
act like
crazy.
the time alone with the student wasn't a big deal, but the investigator pointed out it was enough time for something bad to happen.
She was only in my classroom roughly 15 minutes. So there's still good.
15 minutes is long enough.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you folks.
You gotta give me something here because you're not giving me an explanation as to why this child was in that room with you for 15 minutes without homework and you not tell anybody. I would think you would say, hey, you want to come over real quick and we can go over some lesson plans?
Right.
Hey, let me grab a couple of students who need to catch up on.
And that's what I said. I said, that was my bad.
She
I
started
was just
venting
trying to rush
too.
through
Nah,
the
that
day.
shit's
I
sad,
wasn't
man.
thinking.
But that's not
That's
what
what-
that happened.
What are you rushing to get through?
No, just to get through to get her work done.
So these kids who are telling me that you're making comments about their bodies, multiple kids are lying, multiple kids are telling me that, you know, that you've reached and you've touched them in inappropriate
That's
places.
nuts.
Those kids are lying. This child who says
Now
that
she's
you
getting
are her
pissed, yeah.
favorite
Nah,
teacher
for real, I
in
get
the
pissed too.
world is telling me that you have touched her and now she's lying. So it's the world against you.
I'm just telling you what I know.
Soto keeps claiming he can't recall touching children that way and doesn't understand why his story differs from others. So the investigator quit the friendly approach, pressing him harder, hoping to get something out of him.
You did make a mistake when you commented about these girls, talked about their bodies. You did make a mistake when you reached out and you touched these students. You made a mistake.
Eesh.
I get mistakes. I don't think you're a bad person. I don't want to think that about you.
I appreciate it.
I need you to help me, though.
Even if I said this, is that
That's not a crime.
okay? Not that
So did you say it?
maybe, I don't know. I
Well,
honestly
I
don't
think
know,
you
man.
did, but it's not
Bro
a crime
said
to
maybe.
make a-
Don't
to
piss
make a
me
comment.
off.
It's not a crime. So did you say it?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
He
And
lazy said
I don't
it,
know are
bruh.
two different things. Did you say it?
I don't know.
I think you do. I think you do know.
Man, I'm sorry. Take that.
It's okay.
I don't know. I could have. I don't know.
You could've.
I could have.
Okay.
I just don't know.
Soto's story is
Eesh.
slowly falling apart, and the detectives are closing in on the truth. However, what Soto accidentally
his ass,
admitted
man.
to next might just be the final nail in his coffin.
Why are the cameras showing me what? Telling me?
No.
You don't know? If the camera is in your classroom and it's showing us what she told us, how don't you know?
Why can't you explain that to me?
I don't know.
You have to know either you did it or you didn't, and the camera
Yeah.
shows you did it.
The arm.
So tell me what happened, why you did it. Tell me why. I know it happened. I know it did. I watched it. Why?
Was it an accident?
Ooh.
No. Nothing. I mean, I don't do anything
So
for
it wasn't an accident.
to touch her.
Yeah.
If like I said, if I touched her, that I don't recollect. If I touch her, then it's an accident.
Bro,
It
what?
was not an accident. It wasn't. I don't know why we're holding on to this. There are cameras in the classroom. You know about them. They're showing me what happened. Tell me. Just tell me.
His ass got caught, man.
Just tell me.
It was at this point that Soto realized he was playing with fire for far too long, so he
Right.
finally did the smart thing and asked for his lawyer.
No matter what, I'm going to lose my career. I'm probably going to go to jail after tonight. Because that's my whole future is teaching. I'm not going to ever. I'll get fired right after this. If
Free him,
I go to jail
bro.
tonight, I'm going to be fired.
We're not here by mistake and we're not here by accident, and everything is in God's plan. It's by His design. We are all sinners and we are not all perfect.
Oh, I know.
We all fall short of the glory, man.
Tell us.
Can I have my lawyer? I'm not saying I'm leaving
Okay,
it.
no problem.
Soto was
He got
charged
caught,
with one
man.
count of lewd behavior and one charge of of a minor. He was granted a $75,000 bond and walked out of jail. His trial has been repeatedly pushed back. You'll be even more
That's
shocked
crazy.
when you hear what Yassine did. In September 2021,
That's crazy,
substitute
Wax,
teacher
man.
Yassine
Tickling
Asher
kids,
was
and he
interrogated
just
for
gets that
allegedly
crazy.
girls who were under the age of 12 at the school where he taught, and he was exposed by the parents of the victims. What he said during the interrogation will shock you.
How long have you been doing this for?
That's not true.
So these kids are all making it up?
No,
You tell me the whole school's gonna make something up?
no, I'm telling the truth about the other girl, but I don't know about.
Are you willing to take a lie detector test? It's really a stress voice analysis test, but will you be willing to take something like that?
No.
Why?
I'm afraid.
Why?
It might hurt me, that's why.
How is it gonna hurt you? It is not painful. Or you're afraid because you're not being honest with me.
You're not being honest,
You told
man.
me you were a good kid and that you were sorry.
Yeah.
But you're not being sorry. You're not sorry. You say you're sorry, you're not sorry. Because you're not being completely honest with me. If somebody's truly sorry and wants forgiveness with anybody, you will be honest.
Yassine didn't fully cooperate at first. He didn't admit to the accusations and just kept apologizing. This seemed suspicious because if he were truly innocent, there wouldn't be the need for all the constant apologies.
I don't understand why do you keep on like hiding things? These kids, what did I tell you earlier? That sooner or later everything comes out.
I really didn't do that.
So if I pull video, I will not see you touching anybody that day you substitute.
The second the officer mentioned video evidence, we saw Yassine look shocked. It's like he was surprised by the investigative abilities of the officers, and he didn't expect them to have actual proof. Yassine continued acting innocent, but the investigator still pressed him for a confession.
Some random girl that does not even know the other students is randomly gonna say the same thing. That is just a coincidence. You're gonna sit there
It's being cool, man.
or are you gonna be honest?
And after a while, he finally admitted to his crimes. If you thought Yassine couldn't make the matter worse, you won't believe what he said next.
I just touched her.
Like what? Show me. Where your hand? On the table.
Touched her.
So you said 2 minutes. Did you leave it there or something else?
I left it there.
Okay. And while you guys were doing what? Like, was she not saying anything? Were you saying something?
I didn't tell me anything.
How long did that last for?
About 2 minutes.
She just let you?
Yeah.
Saying that the girl let him do what he did just shows what kind of person he is. Yassine was charged and found guilty of 4 underage girls, leading to an 8-year prison term for each count. After serving his sentence, he will be deported to his home country as a recognized predator. But if you thought evil teachers stopped here, that's because you don't know the case of Allison.
Someone fix my documents. It's okay.
What?
On June
Someone
12,
fixed my hair for my mugshot. It's
2022,
crazy.
cops were called to the scene of a car accident that took place in a parking garage. The culpable driver was identified as kindergarten teacher Allison.
Well, let me talk to you over here, okay?
Okay.
So, what happened?
No, honestly, the AC in my car is out. I was fixing my hair. I didn't realize they were braking as fast as they were.
Okay.
I didn't realize there was a big line, and I literally just smacked into them. I've had 2 shots and 1 drink tonight.
Okay.
Right off the bat, Allison incriminates herself and admits to drinking before the accident, but tries to undermine it by suggesting she didn't drink that much. What she doesn't know is that drinking and driving is against the law regardless of the amount of alcohol that was consumed, and will
what the
always
hell?
result in some sort of legal consequences. So she just made this cop's job a lot easier.
Right now, if you had to rate yourself
Your
on a
ass
scale
finna
of
get
0 to
caught,
10,
man.
you're being completely sober, 10 being the most intoxicated you've ever been in your life. Where do you say you are right now?
Probably like a 5. Like, definitely, like,
But make it
So
fine.
you're feeling it.
Not like yeah.
Okay. With that in mind, do you think it's a good idea for you to be driving right now?
I mean, I definitely thought it was okay to drive. Like,
Okay,
yeah.
well, given what's happened, does your opinion change perhaps?
I mean, no, because I was genuinely finishing my, like I said, like the AC in my car was out. I was fixing, I was trying to pull up my hair, and it was stupid of me. But
Gotcha. If I were to hand you the keys to a school bus full of kids right now, would you feel safe driving that?
probably not, because I am an education major,
Okay.
and I do care. Like, I would never
Okay,
care
so-
for any kids intoxicated ever.
Okay, so you think because you are intoxicated, it's probably not safe to be driving kids around?
Not kids around now.
Okay.
Like, I would never want to have
Gotcha.
other lives reliable.
Would you be willing to do a couple tests to make sure it's good for you to be
Yeah,
driving
absolutely.
tonight? Okay.
Allison confidently agrees to the field sobriety tests, thinking that being a 5 out of 10 sober is enough for her to drive. But in reality, any amount of alcohol consumed can have a negative effect on the ability to safely operate a vehicle. And after performing the field sobriety tests, the officer confirmed that Allison wasn't safe to drive. However, she has a different opinion. opinion.
How did you think you did on those tests?
I feel like I did fine, to be honest.
Okay. Felt like you did fine? Like, if you had to rate yourself, are we talking like 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%?
Probably like at 8, like at least passing, yeah, like.
So like 8 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Hypothetical, do you think if you were to drive at an 8 out of 10 is necessarily safe if there's a 20% chance you might be running somebody over or hurting yourself?
Honestly, no, like, obviously I always want my friends to be with someone who's like 100% okay to drive. Like,
Okay.
That's obviously me, but like, yes, I thought I was okay to get to the
Okay. Based on
How is she
everything that's
drunk,
happened
bro?
tonight,
What the
okay,
hell? She lucky a
the
bad
crash that
teacher
happened
too.
here,
I can't lie.
Signs of intoxication I'm seeing, performance on these tests, I don't think it's safe for you to be driving tonight, okay?
Can I have my friend take me home?
Nope. So if you can place your hands behind your back, you are under arrest for DWI right now, okay?
The officer immediately concluded that she was too drunk to drive and placed her under arrest. You'd expect that Allison would feel at least a little guilty, but that wasn't the case. She went from crying to smiling and joking around with her friends.
What the hell?
Here's your property.
I did really good on my test, I'm not gonna lie.
What was the test?
I did fucking good. I don't know why he told me I fucking
I did fucking good. Oh my days.
was
I heard that voice too many times.
fingers. I was fucking on it. All I could see was his fucking finger. Fucking
I can see
walking
his
test,
fucking
I
finger.
fucking
Are you in
nailed it.
handcuffs?
Are you kidding? Yes, I'm in fucking handcuffs.
Oh, wait, I think Clint just tried to call back.
Clint, please don't do that at me. I was fixing my hair while I was driving, and of course they pulled me out. And I nearly
Bruh.
sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm not even that drunk. I've had 2 shots in one day. Yeah. But will you put my mugshot on a t-shirt? Don't be mad at me, Frank. Like, I'm trying to be a teacher, and my dad's dead, so I don't need to do lectures right now.
That's crazy. Bro, she kind of bad teacher, I can't lie.
Really haven't met that many people that are excited for this.
Yeah, like what?
Also make life harder now. Rather than sit here all day.
Posing for pictures while getting arrested and having a mugshot on a t-shirt is probably not the best look for a kindergarten teacher. Allison was taken to a jail facility where she would spend the rest of her night. She faces charges of DWI, and for first-time offenders, her bail bond can be up to $3,000. These are the disgusting crimes committed by teachers. But what happens when it's a school principal who commits the crime?
No way.
have to go to the bathroom. I understand that.
No way, principal.
You're not gonna piss in that bush over there.
On August 30th, 2022, police rushed to the scene after middle school principal Aretha Dooley Malloy crashed and caused property damage to 2 houses. But when they asked Aretha what had happened, she didn't plan on telling the truth.
What happened?
I just have to go to the bathroom, sir.
Okay,
really
but
bad.
you're not answering my questions for me.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
I just have to go to the bathroom.
No, that's not the question that I asked
Which
you.
question are you
My
asking?
question that I'm asking you is,
There was no accident, sir. There was no.
man, look at your vehicle.
I look at the vehicle.
Okay, hold on.
I just have to go to the bathroom.
You're not understanding me. I need
Yes.
you to look where your vehicle is, right?
Yes.
I need you to see that all of your airbags have deployed.
They have, sir.
You do not have shoes on right now.
Is she
I
done?
took them
Is
off
she
in the
okay?
car because I came out to speak to you, sir.
She said that she was fine, as if her damaged car behind her wasn't all the proof that the cops needed. But as she tried to dodge the officer's questions, she lost her balance, which made it clear that she was far from fine. Malloy was drunk and unstable, and everyone knew it.
Can you just get the license, registration, insurance from me, please?
Yes, sir. Can I just go to the bathroom, please?
I need
she's
to deal with
pissing me
this
off with the
first, and
bathroom.
then we can proceed.
I just have to go to the bathroom. I
Yeah.
can't hold it. I'm just being honest.
Oh my god.
I understand, man, but right now you're involved in a motor vehicle accident.
I'm not. I'm
You
in
are.
the driveway.
You are. This is not your driveway.
Bro, she done
This is
here.
my driveway. I pulled over because they asked me to pull over. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm just asking you, can I please go to the bathroom, sir?
Man,
That's all I have to
man,
do.
let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you been drinking today?
Earlier today, I was.
Earlier today, you guys.
Yes, sir. I can't do this, please. Sir. I'm asking. My father was a retired sergeant detective in New York.
It's crazy, man.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Surprisingly, Malloy thought mentioning her father's police connection would get her special treatment, but there was no chance of that happening. She insisted on using the bathroom, but the cops knew it was all a lie and got tired of repeating themselves after a while.
Driver, vehicle, she just had to stop to get the bathroom. She ended up hitting.
I didn't hit anything. I just need to stop. I have to go to the bathroom.
Bro, is she okay?
My license just fell there. I have my
Is she
driver's
done?
license. It fell there.
It fell where, man?
Insurance. It fell on the side, sir. I just have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Oh my
I have
days.
to really go to the bathroom really bad.
Okay, I understand that, but we're a little limited on options as to the driver's license around us, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really have to go to the bathroom. That's all I ask.
Bro, I'm getting so angry at her.
Let's get moving.
At this point, the cops are starting to get annoyed by Malloy, so they decide to quickly do the sobriety tests and get it over with. Little did they know, Malloy really needs to use the bathroom.
I'll take the test, but I really...
Okay.
Sir?
I got you. Like I said, you take the test or you come with me in cuffs. Those are the only two options that I'm giving you right now.
I will take the test.
Okay.
I have to.
I understand.
I
You
just
have to.
need to
No.
Do the test.
I have to do the test before you use the
I'm
bathroom.
just saying I have to.
We understand. You have been telling me that you have to use the bathroom since I got here.
That's it.
Okay, I got you. Take the test.
I can't.
Okay, Justin, we're going to
can't
move it over
go
here.
to the
You see these cuffs, right? Take this test or you're coming in handcuffs.
So my partner's going to read from a book aloud, and I'm going to demonstrate the test so you can see it, and then you're going to perform. I understand that, but you're not going to piss in that bush over there.
I'm not sir, you don't have to yell at me.
After about 5 more
Damn.
minutes of complaining about the bathroom, the officers finally got her to perform the sobriety test. And once the first test was done, Malloy started claiming to have a medical condition and couldn't continue any further.
So real quick,
Sure.
are you refusing to conduct this test right now because
I'm
of
not
your
refusing.
whatever medical conditions
What
you're
I'm
in?
saying, what I'm stating, I can't ask any questions.
Great.
sir.
Okay. That's a refusal. We'll take that as a